Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Crossman Wrestling live from my kitchen. Just give me a minute, this timed very badly. And there we go. So we've got quite a few topics to talk about today. Remember, family all asleep. I can't be like some virgin who was by himself. I've got to be a reasonable volume, unfortunately, until I get my studio, which won't be till next year, unfortunately. So this week has been quite a good week. The last stream I did, unfortunately, I was talking to 0 people. However, that stream's now racked up over 2,000. Is it 2,000? No, 1,200 views. It's very late. I'm very tired. I did try and get some sleep, but when you've got kids, you don't get sleep. So the main topics today: LA Knight. LA Knight has signed a new deal with WWE for 5 years, and that is what they was waiting on for him to get his big push. So we'll talk about that, and we'll no, it's fine. If I went out, let me know. It seems like my internet's gone a bit shit. Gable Steveson. Gable Steveson has been removed from the NXT brand. Does this mean he's been lost to people are wondering who's going to beat Gunther, and I'm going to book how Gunther should be defeated by Chad Gable at WrestleMania. And AEW ticket sales, it's bad. It's really bad for AEW. AEW's in the shit right now. They really are. They really are in the shit. So we're going to talk about that. But first, now, let me get my banners up. The first thing I want to talk about, fake bullshit news. Now, as we all saw NXT on Tuesday, Bron Breakker and Von Wagner did a spot where people thought, oh, obviously we know this isn't real, but I wonder how they did it, because it was interesting. The crowd reacted like they actually did it. Now, this would have been kept that if someone called Kenny for Your Thoughts didn't post a video that Bron Breakker actually hit the steps instead of Von Wagner. Now, he only did this because a site called bodyslam.net decided to spread some lies that Bron Breakker botched it and actually hit him in the head. Now, bodyslam.net are very known for being absolute bullshitting liars, and this is the third instance of that this year that I know of. Strike one, Saudi Arabia. Bodyslam.net was one of the people to reinforce the claim that WWE had sold to Saudi Arabia. They even said that it was confirmed, the deal was finalized, is what bodyslam.net said. The next thing they said, CM Punk confronts William Regal and gives him shit. Now, I have absolutely no reason to defend CM Punk because I don't like him. I think he's a piece of shit. However, this news came out very, very conveniently around the time CM Punk gets fired by AEW. And even though I don't like CM Punk, here's a man of his word when he says he does not disrespect legends unless they've wronged him. Now, William Regal, as we know, has never wronged CM Punk. So CM Punk has no reason to give any shit to William Regal. So that's bullshit. That's strike 2. And then this is strike 3. So anything you hear from bodyslam.net, it's all bullshit. Never ever fucking listen to anything from bodyslam.net ever, or PW Torch. They're all fucking liars, and they love spreading shit. So bodyslam.net, PW Torch, they're liars and Zero News, all fucking liars. Don't listen to a fucking word that they say. And that's all I've got to say about that. Next, AEW ticket sales. This one's going to be fun. And I do need my phone for this. So, the ticket sales for AEW Collision. Not Collision, Dynamite. This is the issue with being live, you see. I mess up. The ticket sales for AEW Dynamite / Rampage. 1,746 tickets sold, with a setup of 3,870 seats and 2,124 tickets left available. And that is for the 13th of September. Today's date is the 9th, so next week. Now, I think they may sell 2,000, but that's about it. The ticket sales have plummeted for AEW Dynamite and Collision and anything AEW does apart from Wembley. That's all they've got to the name is Wembley. Now, why? Because the sales and the ratings started to decline slowly before the brawl-out happened last year. Now, the reason for AEW's initial success was because of how bad WWE was at that time, and WWE at that time was very bad. You've got to admit that, no matter which side you're on, it was very bad. And that is the reason for AEW's initial success. But when Triple H took over, Vince was gone, WWE started being a lot better. AEW's ticket sales and ratings started going down very slowly, and then Brawl-Out happened, tons of stuff happened, and then they just gone, plummeted. And then the events of everything this year hasn't helped them the slightest, and it's at the point now where they're struggling to sell 2,000 tickets. So AEW, they need to do something drastic. They really do, because if not, they're looking at Impact numbers. And I saw the Impact numbers, Impact Wrestling numbers earlier. They've sold about 600 tickets for a pay-per-view, and that's not good. And that's what AEW is going to end up being in the next few years if they don't sort the shit out. And I honestly don't know what they can do, because their reputation is just fucking fried. It is. It's done for. I just don't know what they can do to fix the damage that they've done. I really fucking don't. It's ridiculous. It's all Tony Khan's fault. It's all Kenny Omega's fault. Young Buck's fault. Chris Jericho's. Everyone's at fault. Everyone involved is at fault, including CM Punk. Everyone. And they all thought about themselves. They all cared about themselves. They didn't care about actually running a business. They cared about having fun with their friends, and that has backfired drastically. Gable Steveson, do we have anything in the chat quick? We do. Wrestling is an I'll get out for it actually. Wrestling is an escape for most people. They don't need the added drama AEW comes with. Yes, you are correct. AEW is just in the fucking shit right now, and you can't go online without seeing something from AEW. Hey, Dave Meltzer reports this. What sources say? Sources said this. Sources said that one source said this, and they're just piling it on. And it's obviously the Young Bucks that's feeding them this information. Impact also sells out in the UK. When did they come to the UK? I didn't think they could afford to come to the UK. Anyway, Gable Steveson. So we heard earlier this week that he had been removed from a tournament, and a wrestling tournament. He does the collegiate shit like Kurt Angle used to do, and so on and so on. He'd been removed from that. I think it was himself that removed himself from that. So we thought, okay, he's probably going to do more NXT stuff. But he's now been removed from the NXT roster completely. Now, I don't know what this is about. Now, I know that he was accused of certain things not that long ago. I didn't delve into it too deep because you know what happens in this situation most of the time. I'm not saying this happens all the time, but most of the time, man gets accused and woman gets believed immediately. And yeah, so that's why I didn't delve into the Gable Steveson allegations, but it could be related. It could be. I'm not saying it is. I'm saying it could be. Or the fans just scared him off. They booed him. They cheered for Baron Corbin instead, and he probably couldn't fucking take it. He was probably thinking, yeah, I'm gonna go in as a babyface. They're gonna cheer me, and he got the exact opposite reaction. He got "You're an angle chance, fuck you, Gable," all that shit, and he probably couldn't handle it. And to be fair, I don't think he's cut out for WWE. WWE put so much stock in him. They drafted him to Raw. They gave him a spot at WrestleMania, and what's he done? Nothing. He's done absolutely nothing, and I think this is the end for Gable Steveson in WWE, and it wouldn't surprise me. It really wouldn't. We don't need any more Gables. We don't need any more. This guy's the next Kurt Angle. We don't need any more of that shit. We've already got Chad Gable for them, and Chad Gable's doing a great job at being not the next Kurt Angle, but the first Chad Gable. They currently have a UK tour booked for next month. They're running Coventry, Manchester, and London, I believe. Oh, I didn't know that. Yeah, well, they are going to sell well around here because I mean, we don't get any wrestling, do we? We definitely don't get any wrestling in my area. The closest wrestling we get near me is Nottingham, and unfortunately, I can't go to these events because I've got a daughter. I mean, there's no way for me to really get there because my missus can drive me down there, but she can't pick me up, and I don't like staying in hotels. So yeah, it'll be a good few years before I attend a wrestling event. Banners. I'm still getting used to this. This is only my second stream. Yeah, the segue. Since I mentioned Chad Gable, Gunther and Chad Gable. I'll get into this in a minute. Now, the most emotion that we've shown towards Gunther's title reign since he's been the Intercontinental Champion is with Chad Gable. Now, he did some great things with Sheamus, but the best feud he's had is with Chad Gable. Now, he has beaten Chad Gable, and he has become the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion of all time. And I think him and Chad Gable should not be apart for a little bit. Obviously, they're on the same brand, but Gable's lost many times already. Gunther just needs to tell him, you get to the back of the line, you got to work your way back up. So that's what Gable's got to do. Maybe Otis and Maxine Dupree turn heel on Chad Gable, and then they have a few. Just keep Chad Gable busy until WrestleMania, and then Gunther versus Chad Gable. Chad Gable finally dethrones Gunther, and you've made a star out of Chad Gable, because some people are saying they want Jey Uso to beat Gunther. That isn't the way to go. As much as I like Jey Uso's already a made man. He doesn't need to beat Gunther. Chad Gable needs to beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Quick update on Drew McIntyre. I won't spend too long on this because who really cares? So WWE have got Drew McIntyre locked in until WrestleMania 40. They've extended his contract because of the time he missed, and he went on some Indian news outlet saying that he doesn't plan on going anywhere else other than WWE. So Drew McIntyre, he's not going anywhere right now. If he was to go elsewhere when his contract runs out, it'd be very stupid to do that. He would. Why would he leave WWE? He has no reason to. He might be a little bit pissed off that he's not WWE champion or world heavyweight champion, but fucking cry me a river, and not everyone can be the fucking champion. They're going to turn him heel, and then they're going to build him back up and make him a credible threat. And then when it comes to WrestleMania 40, he's going to think, yeah, okay, I'm staying. I'm happy with my creative. It's probably more about the money, but I think he's got enough money to not worry about the money. But Drew McIntyre, he's staying with WWE. He's not going to be in AEW anytime soon. And if he does, same thing I said with Edge, it'll be the stupidest decision he ever fucking makes, ever. Now, before we get on to the final topic with LA Knight, let's check the comments again. Two most popular choices for beating Gunther is Ilya, and who already has that win, so no point, and Jay, who needs it even less. Yeah, I mean, Chad Gable's the way I think. I don't see anyone else doing it, and Chad Gable, he's got that emotional connection now because his kids were in the crowd and they cried their eyes out. So there's that emotional connection there, and we can keep that running until WrestleMania, and Chad Gable can beat Gunther, I think. But we'll see. WWE might do something different. They might keep it on Gunther for another fucking year. You know what Triple H is like. He loves long title reigns, and yeah, he's got a real hard on for Gunther. So you never know. He might keep it until WrestleMania 50 at this point. Right. LA Knight. Excuse me. LA Knight has signed a new 5-year deal with WWE, which WWE were waiting for him to sign so they can actually go ahead with his big push. Now, we saw some teases last night on SmackDown with LA Knight and Paul Heyman, which could be teasing LA Knight versus Roman Reigns. I'm going to get to that in a minute. Does even know there's only one person watching me right now? Thank you, by the way, for sticking around. You've been here for quite a while. So, LA Knight is the top babyface on SmackDown, and Cody Rhodes is the top babyface on Raw. Now, thanks to WWE, we're sort of in a corner because Cody Rhodes needs to face Roman at WrestleMania 40, and LA Knight is the top star in the company right now. Now, there's a conflict of interest here, and there's going to be a lot of people disagree with me on what I'm about to say, but what I'm about to say will benefit both Cody Rhodes and LA Knight. So, the final two men in Royal Rumble, LA Knight, Cody Rhodes. Now, when you put these two men as the final two, who do you think the fans are going to cheer for the most? They're probably going to cheer for LA Knight more. It's a possibility. Now, this is all based on guesswork, but if they do cheer for LA Knight more than Cody Rhodes, Cody may get a few boos. Cody Rhodes wins the Royal Rumble for a second year in a row. Hear me out. So Cody Rhodes then turns heel, saying, "You fans turned on me. Fuck you. I'm going to go win the belt that my dad failed to do." And then the story turns into that. So Cody Rhodes turns heel, but Roman Reigns is heel. We can't have heel versus heel. We get LA Knight in the match. LA Knight, LA Knight gets into the match to make it a triple threat. LA Knight wins the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. And then Cody Rhodes beats LA Knight later down the line for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. That's a fucking mouthful. And then they face off at WrestleMania 41. LA Knight wins the Royal Rumble. They face off at WrestleMania 41. LA Knight beats Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed WWE Universal Championship. And we've got two top stars made, a top face, a top heel. Roman's out the picture. We've got our new Rock and Austin with LA Knight and Cody Rhodes. Now, again, a lot of people are probably going to disagree with that, and that's fine. I'm very open to discussion, but that's what I think should happen. It really is. Now, we're back to 0 people, and that's fine, but hopefully this stream does do well in the views again. I know I've been a little bit off tonight. I wasn't as good as last time. I've made a few mistakes, made a few, but it is what it is. I'm still getting used to this shit. So yeah, at least we got some discussion in this one. And if you're watching this once the stream has ended, which you probably will because it's ended now, leave a comment on all the things I've said. If you agree or disagree with the Gunther and Gable stuff, with the LA Knights and Roman Reigns stuff, and the goal 500 subscribers, 3,000 watch hours to get me in Stage 1 YouTube partnership program. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.